haven't streamed in the last few days just because I've been kind of tired of various things. Didn't really have the energy in me to be a good host of sorts. Getting in my comfy spot. For unlimited maximum comfort. Oh. Whew. Yep, just a little toasty outside today. A little toasty in here too. Is that really that hot? It's primarily just kind of really humid here. I think it's the humidity that really gets me. You know, it's because like even right now it's only like 72. It's not really that hot. It's just, God, it's so fucking humid. What's our humidity index out here? %. That's too much humidity. It's like Florida levels of humidity. We don't need that. We don't need that in our lives. But yeah, gonna play some more Mother. Gotta get in my chat first though, because I have no idea if anyone's even in there or anyone's saying anything. I'll probably check that before I go live. I have to use the phone app for managing stuff too. How my stream setup is, fortunately, and also unfortunately, phone app kind of blows. At least in my opinion, it kind of does. It's good, I guess, if like you leave it only it open. But if you ever like switch your phone to something else, any messages that were said in chat while you're gone are just like gone. They don't exist. So, all right. Shit, I goofed off for so long. My controller turned off. You want Earthbound Proto. So let's see. I think the last time I left off, I want to say right at the zoo. Check my shit. Yep, third melody. So I got the first three melodies. Again, for reference, the first one was the possessed doll in my sister's room. The second one was a sad canary who wanted her baby back. And the third one was a singing monkey in the zoo that I had to go through and beat the shit out of a goofy alien to make him sing. So now we're kind of at the point where we need to figure out where to go next. Got my Franklin badge, got some Mickey D's, got some ointment. I think we're good to go. And I believe I'm going to need the great-grandfather's diary to get where I want to get. So now we need to hit Magic Hand. Diary of Nintendo's great-grandfather. It's filled with writing, but it's in such bad shape that it's mostly illegible. That's great. I think I have to use it. The password is where the god's tale, that which was left behind. Yeah, you got me. By the ship that soars in the heavens? Gotta get that sippy, that primo sippy. Okay, well, we're off. Yeah, not feeling super talkative this time, so might have my mic muted for a while. Hopefully I remember that it's muted, unlike my first time. But yeah, especially during a lot of the shit random encounters, I probably don't really have a whole lot to say. I guess I can talk about some music. Discovered a new musical artist the other day. A guy who goes by the name of Woob? W-O-O-B? Ambient electronic artist. I found his Bandcamp kind of just completely at random. And while I haven't really had a chance to go through a lot of his discography, the little bits I have gone through are kind of right up my alley. A lot of the early stuff is very ambient. I shouldn't say ambient works. They are ambient, but it's like ambient in the way that like Aphex Twin Saw is, or like, you know, Biosphere's his first album is, where it's you know, it's less like, it's not ambient in the way where like, you know, Tim Hecker or something like that, where it's like just like complete atmosphere noise. It's a bit more going on to it. I'm not the greatest with like musical knowledge, so I'm probably getting some things wrong. There's like probably some ambient or EDM music artists or music nerd just out there screaming that I'm getting all these genre names wrong and shit. Sorry, I don't know it, man. West Mother's Day, East Thanksgiving, but I believe the road is closed. Mayor's orders, no one's to cross this bridge until martial law is lifted. But yeah, I don't know, some of the guys' music, like his earlier stuff, it kind of reminds me a lot of Aphex Twin's early stuff too. I get very similar vibes. I guess I shouldn't say it reminds me in the sense that like it's exactly the same, but it gives me very similar feelings when I listen to it. The album that I actually kind of caught on to him from was his latest one. It's let's see, what's the name? Oh god, I can't remember. It's hard to look at things and control characters at the same time. But it's more like a synthwave, dark synth kind of thing. That's kind of how I found it. I was looking for other artists similar to Surgery Head. I came across his stuff and I was like, yeah, I like this. This is good. And then I kind of started going through some of his other stuff and I was surprised at the variety of it, of his production. You know, he's definitely not the kind of guy who sticks to kind of one specific sound. There's definitely a lot of experimentation going on there. Let's see, what else have I gotten into music-wise lately? I'm trying to make some time to listen to King Gizzard's new album. You know, I didn't even know it came out. I got KG like last year, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. And then like it blocked my mind to like even consider checking that maybe they had another album on the way. Turns out they did. So far, the bits of it I have listened to, I like better than KG, although there are some songs on KG I think I like more than LW. Maybe I shouldn't say I like... How should I word that? I think the album as a whole with LW is better than KG, but I think there are very specific songs that hit higher highs for me on KG, if that makes sense. You know, like, the overall averaged out experience I think is better with LW, but it's still interesting. You know, in particular, I really like the song "One" on LW. I think kind of everybody really likes that song. So I'm probably not saying anything controversial there, but yeah, no. So far, it seems like a really solid album. Really excited to kind of see what they're gonna throw out there next. One of the things I really like with King Gizzard is like they're kind of general, like, I don't want to say classic rock, 'cause they're not, you know, classic rock in the sense that like they're old, but they do a very good job kind of transitioning into multiple rock genres successfully without like really sacrificing quality, in my opinion. Even what the hell was that album? Fishing for Fishies. I don't believe that's the album name. Is it? My brain doesn't work. But even that album, a lot of people didn't like that. I really liked it. I liked kind of the goofy bluesiness of it, and how it kind of like progressively turned more and more mechanical to kind of represent how fucked up the character and the story was getting. I really liked that album. In particular, my favorite song is Acarine. I just kind of like how the general lyrics and just like the tone of like just this fucking disease eating you out from the inside. I don't know. When I say it like that, it sounds super edgy, but I don't know. I really like King Gizz's music. Let's talk to these guys. They finally lifted the orders from martial law. They overreacted a bit, if you ask me. Say, you know how to use telepathy or whatever, right? Everybody's talking about you, you know? You're a real celebrity. Thanks. But yeah, if you're ever interested in checking out some King Giz, I would really recommend, at least in my personal opinion, their albums, I'm in Your Mind Fuzz, Nonagon Infinity, and probably my favorite is Polygon of Wonderland. Poly, specifically, is a good kind of starting, I don't want to say it's a good starting spot in general, but it's good, because not only is it a really good album, but it's also entirely free, so you're not really losing anything other than time by giving it a shot. Even if you don't like Poly, I'd still recommend, you know, maybe checking out some of their other stuff. You know, maybe you're not big on their kind of early psychedelic rock kind of sounds, or you know, some of their more alt or progressive rock stuff. But you know, it might be worth looking into some of the other stuff just for kind of even to see if some of their different sounds really hit you. You know, you have their more microtonal albums like Flying Banana and you know, both KG and LW. You have kind of a bluesy album with Fishing for Fishies. You got God, I swear that's the wrong album name. I know that's the name of the song, but I don't believe that's the name of the album. But whatever. You don't even have kind of a thrash metal sound with you know, Infest the Rat's Nest, which almost sounds like an entirely different band altogether. And, you have a lot of good options there to choose from. So I would say it'd be worth giving like different shit of theirs a try. If you listen to one song and you're like, I don't like this, you know, try something else. They really are a good band, and I'd heavily recommend their music. Someone was speaking in Newton's mind. Gotta use some telepathy. Where is the God's Tail? Yep. That which was left behind by the ship that soars the heavens. Oh, fuck yeah. I don't know why I keep checking people and try to talk to them. I'm a swimming cat. Have you heard of a candy that gives courage and strength to weaklings? I have not. I see, but you're a strong boy, so I doubt you would need. I don't know if we know any weak boys. Keep that in mind. You're very strange, you know that? But I also think I might like you. Okay, well. Yeah, I'll test him. I'm a little weird. It's okay. I don't give a fuck. I'll admit it. Need to see the helpful old man. Go to Queen Mary's fountain. He'll come if he hears a cry from the heart. Remember, a cry from the heart. Okay. I interest you in a big bag? Yeah, okay, yeah. Sure, yeah, let's... Yeah, no, ATMs are, ATM cards. It's pretty cool. It's magic money. It's really cool. Yeah. Just once, I'd like to go inside the castle and see what Queen Mary looks like. I'm great at impressions, I've done. Oh god. God, this guy's the save point. Got loads of money. LODSOVAMONE. What's that spell? Loads of money, probably. So yeah, I kind of already said the name earlier, but currently, if anyone here is played Smash Bros at all, probably recognize this as Magicant. It's the place inside your mind. Plot-wise, I can't remember how it works or how it relates to Mother 2, because well, we'll get there. But yeah, it's a place inside his head. I had a dream that Magicant vanished into thin air. Heart still pounding even now. I think we need her. Well, fuck, I don't know. I don't know if we need it or not again. Oh, I'll store it. Now watch me get right to the end of this place, and I fucking need it. That's my luck. I'm gonna use that at some point in my life. I think that's a good phrase. So embarrassed I could crawl into a hole. If only there were any holes to crawl into. So yeah, most of the main... I don't want to say most of the main equipment before I make that claim. Yeah, because I think your main equipment is like weapon, body, head, and then I want to say an accessory. And I'm pretty sure all of your main accessories come from this location. The accessories each guard like a different element or elements, but I can't for the life of me remember exactly what does what. I just know one is better than the others. Or if you haven't met, I have not. Well, yeah, we always want to be a better people, so work a little bit to become a better person every day myself. Happiness won't just walk into your life on its own, but neither will unhappiness. It's not. I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that, because he's not saying that, like, happiness can only not walk into your life. He's saying it just won't walk into your life on its own in general. And I'd say the same thing for kind of I'd say unhappiness, too. There's a lot of, negative shit that happens in people's lives that are, kind of brought on themselves. whether intentionally or unintentionally. You know, it's an unfortunate thing, but you know, it's it is what it is. So yeah, I'll agree with that. So if you don't want trouble in your life, you'd best stay still and never move a muscle. Well, I wouldn't agree with that. That would lead to its own troubles. Really unhappiness, come on. No idea. Yeah, sometimes unhappiness can walk. Yep. So we gotta find an ocarina. It's worth noting a lot of shit in Magic Hand isn't meant to be like done your first time here. Just so I've given up. Excuse me. Large chunks of it are kind of meant to be done somewhat throughout the game. There's quite a bit of it you just cannot do your first time here. So here, you can guess what we're having today? No, I can't. Oh, okay. Sure, I can. Oh, we're having prime ribs. Rad. I think this is the hospital equipment. Yeah, Magic Hand's a pretty rad place. I like the tone and aesthetic of this place. But yes, I have. He's a master nickname. He's got a real knack for names. Really? Okay. Say no. And that part if they have not met yet, so I've met that guy. So what happens if I go back and visit the other guy? Who asks me about if I have met the guy. Yeah, cool. I'll take a nickname. Stupid face and intent, thanks. Yeah, it's fucking classy. Dickhead. Yes, I have. I agree with him, actually. I mean, as opposed to disagreeing with him, you can disagree about it. He's right. You can't really not meet it. Treatment. Okay, we already talked to this dude. The Ocarina of Hope and play melodies that you know. What? Sure. So this will let us play a song up to the amount that we have, if I remember correctly. Yep, that's going to be an important item later on, but it's a good way to kind of check how the melody goes if you're interested in it at all. Sure, why not, yeah. I think these are item shops. So yeah, these three right here, I think, are kind of the big ones, but I can't remember. I know rain's primarily water. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Water, fire, earth. Can't remember which one's the best. I want to say when I played previously, I just bought a bunch of earth pendants and called it good. But I don't know if that's really worth doing this time. Yeah, this was the shit. I grinded for the goddess bracelet, that's what I did. Oh. Do I want to do that again? So yeah, each one of these are definitely an increment, or definitely a full-on increment from the previous one. Like, unlike the badges there, or the rings, there's not really much of a reason to get the first two if you can afford the third. But it's a lot of fucking grinding. Same thing with the magic coin. So yeah, I gotta go get my ATM card back. You have 2 big bags? Oh, just the one, okay. Now I know somewhere in here is a ATM person, but I'm not sure where. Probably walked right past them. Looking for the Ocarina shop. Just I'm curious what happens if I show up there with the Ocarina. Just because I can't remember. Nope, I'm suspicious. So... yeah, fuck you. Somewhere in here. It's an ATM. Maybe the fountain? Maybe the fountain. I honestly cannot remember the life of me. I'm gonna give this guy my Ocarina. I doubt I really... Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe the fountain's where I go to. Oh, might as well head out of town, see where it takes me. I think the trick is you gotta still let it. Oh, there we go. Like these weird, like, bag-headed dudes. I think they're supposed to be, like, little bearded guys, but I don't know, they always look like weird puppets with, like, burlap sack tied around their head. So yeah, you notice, well, you guys, if you haven't been watching this from the beginning, you probably did notice, but remember, the couple at the beginning of the game who went missing, that being George and, Eve Maria, I want you to keep them in mind when I talk to Queen Mary here. Oh shit. You know, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Actually, I believe that's what I wanted anyways, because fight, yeah. So no, that's actually really good. Yeah, that room there is kind of a, I don't want to say it's a trick, but they make you think that there's 6 presents, there's not. Each one actually is a different stat up, if I remember correctly. That for being fight speed, wisdom's for strength and force. But fight's a good choice, actually, because that'll boost my strength up, making me stronger. Too much shit. That's that useful of an item. It's a relatively useful item, but not quite as useful as hamburgers, so at least not yet, so. Flash Dark, I actually might bunch of hamburger. Exact opposite of a flashlight. Okay, maybe I don't need that. Oh, whatever, I'll take it. He isn't feeling well. Well, let's talk to her anyway. I do not have an agate hook. Punch another hamburger in case I do. Yep, unfortunately she doesn't remember the song. Coincidentally, the 8 melodies we're loading up on. Yeah, that's the song. You have to find her chunk of it is actually the 8th melody, I believe. You have to find all of the others before she will sing, if I remember correctly. But that's a late game thing. We got a ways to go before that, so. What isn't a late game thing that I'd like to hit a lot sooner is the fucking ATM. Yeah, if you remember they mentioned the red herbs thing, you can actually pick these up and toss them in the fountain whenever we find it to get regular herbs. I don't really need any because I'm kind of stocked up. Fuck. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought it would. Wow, that sucks. Okay. Wow, that sucks. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just keep going. Demon Seed. Wow, okay. Yep, I knew that was coming. So, the big widow is, yeah, he's basically the territorial oak. Played Earthbound. Unlike Earthbound, though, where, like, you know, the territorial oak's bullshit can kind of be mitigated, Big Widow's shit cannot. Yeah, in Earthbound, to the rolling HP mechanic, as long as you're jamming the A button as fast as you can to get out of the fight, you can usually leave it with minimal damage. Big Widows bursting in the flames will fuck you over every time. I hate it, and I hate when other enemies later in the game also do it. I don't think the regular widows are that threatening. I think their main thing is just calling for backup. It's mainly the big ones that are going to cause us some trouble, because they're essentially the territorial oak of this game. Sorry, trying to get coffee again. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, fuck me. Okay. Oh, this is great. I really like this. Can I just attack? Like, no more spacing out. Might actually game over from this. Wow, it only took most of my HP. Yeah, no. Oh, come on. Come on. What a bullshit fight. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. We were defeated because we didn't have any cash on us anyways, but... What a bullshit fight. Oh man. Okay. Fucking Babby Widows. So... Problem. Yeah. Let's say I should probably heal up just to get my PP back. Shit. Yeah, so this guy is essentially, I want to say is like Melody 5 or 6 or something. Normally I come back to him after we beat a certain boss, but fuck yeah, I can. Oh, okay. I'm an unsinging monkey. Monkeys don't normally sing. Oh, fuck you. What a rude monkey. No, I have no questions. Yeah, I wonder why that is. Oh well, can't be important. I wonder if that's gonna be. Hopefully I don't forget it. You know. Yeah, I could really use like one of those coins or like a ring or something. These dudes here are hitting me just a little bit too hard for me to stay unarmored still. I'm not hitting hard enough to make these fights survivable. God, why? I get stat down? Why is it taking so long to kill this one? There we go. Yeah, just because I can't remember what equipment Magic Ant does, I'm actually gonna Google it. It's unfortunately, unlike some of the later games where you get like a nice little indicator and shit. This one, it's all kind of a crapshoot. Similar to the spells, there's no real description for what anything does. So your only real way to find out is to unfortunately look on the internet. reason why you can't find anything is because at the time, especially with a lot of NES RPGs, they assumed you'd have the instruction booklet with you. They kind of compensated for the lack of information in the game by jamming the instruction booklet full of shit, you know, like little lore details or item details or other things like that. If you ever played the first Final Fantasy on the NES and you actually managed to take a look at the instruction booklet, you'll see what I mean. Because the instruction booklet for the first Final Fantasy is almost like a mini guide. It'll take you through halfway through the game, on top of explaining a lot of the spells and stuff. So let's see here. Let's see, item list. Cool. So rings are the best, coins are second best. I believe they're two separate pieces of equipment, like I believe you equip a coin and a ring. Been a long time since I played this though, so I really can't remember that. But I believe you have one item slot for a weapon, a pendant, a ring, and a coin. So probably look at either buying the magic coin or the gold ring. Gold ring's pretty pricey though. It'll give me more defense in the long run, so kinda hard to tell there. But first I need to find the fucking ATM. I'm like 100% certain there is an ATM in Magic Hand. I just have no idea where it's at. It's probably someplace really obvious I'm just not thinking of, too. Like, just like right there and I'm not seeing it. I think it's the Grouchos that we want to fight too. The wishes are, you know, like goofy eye ones. There's all kinds of different ones. You have the Papa one, the Mama one, a few other goofy ones, but there's one that looks like Groucho Marx. We want to find that boy. So he's going to give us loads of money, if I remember correctly. Actually, I can't even remember. I know there's a trick to it. Let's give. Oh. I think this guy hits hard. Maybe I'm misremembering. So here's the phone. So we gotta go east of town. Find Queen Mary's Hold. Whoops. So no, that just healed me. Shit. Okay. That is not an ATM. Whoosh. Yeah, a lot of these names are kind of goofy. At least to me. Because I'm using the mother patch, which kind of reverts the names back to more accurate names to their Japanese counterparts versus the US localized names. The grand majority of these names I look at and I'm just like, yeah, this is not what I remember. There's some that probably are that, I don't remember that well, but like Wally is just is just old man or something. The hippie is young guy. Like, no. that's a fucking hippie. We'll leave these boys alone. They're helpful, but they're gonna die. Sorry, that probably sounds horrible through the mic. Just hear, like, fat guy drinking noises. Yeah, I believe this was Bama Whoosh, the original localized version. Oh, this bitch is gonna fucking kill me. I survived, but time to eat a Big Mac. Getting more of a seared bite? Possible Whopper? That's right, folks. You know what you get here? You get that grade A ancient shit meme commentary quality. You know that's what you're here for, right? It's just only the best for you. Soon we'll be spouting fucking walkie sludge and another stupid shit. You know, that's where the big bucks are, right? You just say memes and then everybody loves you. That's how the internet works, right? Oh boy. So I feel really stupid. I know there's an ATM in here somewhere. Cry from the heart. I think I better heal up first. Maybe try telepathy at the phone? Went the wrong way. Let's try some telepathy. Helpful old man up here. Oh! Yeah, fuck it, I'll do all 3,000. We need to be careful as fuck, so I die. Oh, I'm gonna lose 1,500. I don't. So. No. Let's try and get back to town then. So, now I gotta make the choice between whether or not I want the coin or the ring. Coin is cheaper and would be a nicer initial defense boost. But if I want to go all out, I guess I could grind for both. No, I should probably get 2 goddess bracelets. At least for right from the get-go. I need to sell the big bag too, because I think that gives me a shitload of dosh, but... Oh, I should probably go and save. So yeah, what's my state at? So yeah, there's enough room for a coin and a pendant as well, or a ring. So I'll have to get a ring at some point, but that's not high priority. Then getting my overall defense up is a better priority. Actually, you know what? I was going to get 2 goddess rings. One for me and one for, Lloyd, but it might be better to, just because he starts at kind of a lower level when you get him anyways, it might be better to grind for the cash once I have Lloyd than right now for shit, so yeah, rather than fuck around, maybe I'll just get the coin as well, then I'll have Nintendo fully equipped for like most of the game. The game doesn't really expect you to equip somebody the way I'm doing it right now. But it'll make the game easier by doing so. Let's see, I might want to get the repel ring too, so the encounter rate in this game's kind of gnarly. Can't remember how well it works. I don't think it's that great. Well, might want to keep it though, just to keep the cash flow coming. We'll see. I might get the repel ring at some point, but at least for now, it's probably not a high priority of mine. I need to get my HP back. And I should probably save before I go back to the old man, because otherwise I'm gonna get my shit pushed in on accident, probably. Come on. There we go. Thank God for auto buttons. Controller I'm using is the 8BitDo 2.4 GHz one, the one that comes with the Antimony Noir itself. And man, it's such a solid controller. I have the Retro USB controller as well, their wireless 2.41, but I don't know, that one's battery seems to be... oh shit. That one's battery seems to be constantly dying, and I don't know, I prefer the Retrobit one a little bit more, just because its layout is pretty much exactly like the NES's versus the Retro USB one. Really, my big problem with the Retro USB one, though, is the battery. It dies pretty much constantly. It doesn't seem to last very long. That sucks. Okay. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh! Oh no, we need to get out of here. This fight's gonna turn out really bad real quick. We need to get out of here. Super thirsty. Yep, we need to... what do I got on hand? Got a magic herd. Gotta use that shit. And that is why I streamed or saved before I left. I wouldn't have lost a ton of money if I died, but I'd still prefer not losing cash this early. Especially with how expensive the equipment is that I want to get. This guy. Oh shit, I think I went too far. I'm surprised that did 21 damage given my armor. Yeah, no, that sounds about right. I think crits completely ignore the armor stats. But yeah, because I bought basically the best 2 armor in the game, for a large chunk of the game, Nintendo's basically going to be taking nothing for damage. I kind of have broken the game's difficulty by simply just having the money to afford the best armor right from the get-go. Again, the game doesn't really expect you to do that, I don't think. It kind of expects you to buy the cheap one and then, like, you know, upgrade through the game. Nah, we're starting good right from the get-go. Even that creeping attack, which should have did a lot more damage, did, like, nothing. What did we learn? Dimension slip, I think we already knew that. I want to say it's PSI shield we learned, but not sure there. Yeah, like I was said before, your main character in this game basically kind of mirrors your standard Dragon Quest main character. In that he doesn't really learn any offensive skills. Most of the shit he learns is purely support. With his raw attack power, he doesn't really need any offensive skills, since most of his damage is going to come from just hitting things anyways. But it does start to make him, I don't want to say makes him taper off, but near the end of the game, he becomes much more support focused than raw offense, since most of your damage near the end of the game is going to come from your other spellcaster. God, these guys take forever. Oh, wanted to sell the big bag. I didn't want to. I don't want to die though either. Hopefully life up's good enough. Yeah, I'm basically gonna be healing constantly until I have a bit of a lead on my HP, unfortunately. So I really don't want to use the big bag since I think I can sell that for some good cash. I think the more you use it, the less sellable it becomes. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. Wish I could kill these guys. There we go. Oh shit, I went across the wrong bridge again. Every time. Wish I could find that Groucho Marx looking motherfucker. Shake him down for a bit of extra money. Oh, whoops. Oh shit, I can't deposit money. I can only take... Well... I guess worst case scenario, I only lose like, what, 145 if I die. All I gotta do is not die, so... That's the guy who I think is a motherfucker. One of these two does something I don't like. And I can't remember what it is or why I'm so weary of them. One of them I don't like. I think I should be mostly safe with my armor. Oh. Oh. Fuck. And to be fair, that's kind of a bullshit attack. I mean, I guess if you know that it's coming, you may be able to prevent it by just killing him first, but come on. Come on. I'm relatively over-leveled, I think, for this part of the game, and I have the best armor you can get in the entire game. And it fucking nailed me with 170 damage. Come on. Come on. It's a little bullshit. It's fine, I only lost 145, but still, it's a little bullshit. Fucking dickhead. Anyway, I was going east. Because there's holes there, and I need to fall into a hole. As long as I don't get completely fucked up by a flying Care Bear, I should be okay. I gotta say, I got this new Vornado fan. You know what? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It kind of does what it's supposed to do. Right now I have it pointing it directly at me, just to kind of chill me out. But like, you're not really supposed to use it like that. You're actually supposed to point it at like a corner in the room, and then what it does is it circulates the air throughout the room to kind of create a constant drafting effect in the room itself, and it does actually make the room a lot more comfortable doing that. Right now, I'm just like too hot for that. I don't really want to fuck with this guy. God. Come on, man. This is another enemy that's, like I said, it's kind of bullshit in this game. Because at least if you had the rolling HP bars, you could manage it like the Territorial Oak, but the fact that it just explodes and you have like nothing to defend against it it's not fun. Oh, that's right, we have to find the right hole. Go full creeper and just, you know, say it like, yeah, you gotta stick it in the right hole. But no, we gotta... 90% of these are all fake. We gotta find the right one to fall into. Shit, I never found the Onyx hook. Not Onyx, agate hook. There we go. Can't remember if I find that up ahead or not. God, these things have so much HP. They just take forever. At least I leveled up out of it, but still. In some ways, it's kind of nice that I can just auto battle right now. I mean, it's a little boring, but it's one of those things where it's just kind of nice because I'm streaming, I can kind of talk about things or do whatever, and I don't really have to pay much attention. Unfortunately, a little later on in the game, I'm going to have to actually start paying attention to things. This game's really not that hard. I mean, there's a few bullshit things just from memory that I have, kind of like that bear, but for the most part, it's really not that hard. The big problem is just managing and using your skills effectively. There's a PSI shield, and I think there's another shield in the game that you get later on, that both become incredibly useful against some enemies. Like, there's some enemies where if you're not using it, you're basically just asking to get your ass kicked. It's not horrifically useful in the early game, but like, both a halfway point. Like, I remember once I hit the desert, it was basically like, yeah, I gotta use it. Same thing with debuffs and all that other stuff too. Seems harder than it is because there's just a lot of random encounters. Not what I would say is an unfair amount, but definitely an NES amount, if that makes sense. But yeah, like, with Earthbound, you don't really need to utilize a lot of your defensive skills and shit. You can pretty much just wail on the enemy and heal, and you'll probably be fine. But a lot of people come from Earthbound to this game, or from Mother 3 to this game, and that just doesn't really work out, fortunately. Not to say that there aren't some bosses or battles in Earthbound or Mother 3 that you don't need to, you know, buff up for, but It's definitely more of a thing in this, from what I remember. Then again, my last playthrough, I was also extremely underleveled, so maybe it just felt like I had to use it more because I wasn't appropriately where I was supposed to be. And yep, we're just gonna check all of these fucking things until I find the right one. There we go. Oh boy. And this is a maze, if I remember correctly. Oh shit, the witch family. They shouldn't have anything that can really hurt me, but still. Yeah, let's attack the guy who didn't just buff himself up. That works. Thanks, Auto Battle. See, I don't think I can go this way. Yeah, that's... Well... Start with a left and just keep dropping until we get where we need to be, I guess. I know there's some cool items in here, so I'm probably gonna try and explore everything. Apologies in advance. I could just use a map and find out exactly where everything is, but trying not to do that. Even though I'm using some guides for item stats and spell effects just because they're not in the game, I'm really trying hard not to actually just bust out a map for... Ooh! This guy we don't want to kill. In the US localization, he's called Groucho because he looks like Groucho Marx, but we wanted him to do that. Good old bone swoosh. Yeah, looks like the left side was kind of a bust right now, though. Unless there's a present in the lower left corner, I'm thinking, yep, be bust. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Yeah, we're gonna want to avoid these guys if we can help it. They don't hit that hard, but right now, even though my defense is through the roof, that doesn't actually protect me from any spells, so... So just keep going left. Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I'll fight this guy. I don't think he can really kill me, but... Kind of pissy the Franklin badge isn't reflecting that, but... Oh well. I should have taken up one of my very precious 8 fucking slots for this thing and it's not doing anything. But... Oh well. Just let this dude do his thing. This is where we have to be, but I don't want to go here yet. So that was left and then right. Fuck. I swear, they're supposed to be present somewhere in this thing. I just don't know where. I just don't know where. Oh god. There we go. Well, not that great, but it's something. God, where am I? So this is the top, I think. Yep. Top. Right. Left, right leads to the correct way. No, it doesn't. Okay, well. Right. Shit. Feel lame, it's only like 9:40 here, but I'm already getting sleepy. Becoming an old man sucks. Okay, so what? Fuck me! I already. My whole mental map is gone. So whatever. I think we get the agate hook here. And we really want to avoid not messing with that dragon right now. Fuck with that dragon, we will get beat. Boy, good thing I went back. Fuck me. Give me the hook. Oh, man. Got a long weekend coming up next week, and one of those things where I'm excited for it, but I don't know why, because all I'm basically going to do is the same shit I do every weekend anyways, just for like a little bit longer. Man, it fills me up with a little bit of happiness inside, like, yeah, extra days. Like, as lame as it sounds, there are times where I kind of miss being a NEET. Just doing nothing all day, but sleeping. But having a job also facilitates all the cool shit I have, like, you know, a fucking analog NT Mini and shit like that, so I can't really bitch that hard, but sometimes I miss the NEET life. Yes, I still think that heals our PP. Oh, jeez. I like the wishes. I like to mentally envision them as just like big, goofy, googly eyes floating around. And it's basically what they are, but it's one of those things where it's like, when you see Cave Master, when you see them like, this guy boss? He's doing a lot of damage for a low-level enemy. Nope, guess not. When you see them on the black background like that, it's one of those things where it's like, it's kind of hard to mentally envision. Oh, it's probably because I tried to go downstairs. So I'm betting this is the hook. There we go. Oh, god damn it. Guess I'll use the magic herb. There we go. Lost my train of thought. I was going places, now it's completely gone. I got distracted by the big fish. Right, swooshes. So, god damn it. Oh, flash dark. I'm throwing it away. Damn it. Okay, anyway, yeah, swooshes. It's hard to tell what they look like just from sitting on the back background, but it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like they'd be really unnerving if you actually just, like, saw them, like it's just a big pair of eyes looking at you. It's a neat enemy idea. Usually when they do things like this, it's like just one giant eye, or it's something like a beholder where it's like, you know, big monster with thousands. I like the idea of just like unconnected floating googly eyes staring at you like some kind of fucking horrifying Banjo-Kazooie enemy. I'm a forgotten man. I might as well not exist. You didn't have to notice me, you know. Just go ahead and ignore me. Don't worry. I'm a nowhere man. It's best if you don't give me any words of kindness. I can't live like this if people start to miss me. Conversations are always a monologue. I've always been alone from the moment I was born. Good luck, bad luck, none of it makes a difference to me. Sometimes just breathing is almost too much for me to handle. Ha! Relatable, am I right? Why do you insist on talking to me? Are you a forgotten man too? Nope. Nope. Ah. Jesus Christ, this guy jumped straight from fucking R9K. Guess he's gonna start bitching about his tendies. Nope. Yep. Now he's gone. Feel dumb. So there's the world map. Okay. I was sitting there a little while back and I was like, is the world map like a button, or do I like gotta push B select it like Final Fantasy? What do I do here? But yeah, so you can see where I kind of started off with my home, the first town of Mother's Day. After Thanksgiving, if I remember correctly, the game gets pretty open-ended. It's basically kind of wherever you want to until you hit the very end section of the game. In fact, theoretically, I believe you can get, like, character Teddy who normally isn't in your party for very long, for like almost half the game, if you know how to kind of make your location visits correct. Yeah, I mentioned earlier I'm trying not to use maps. Depending how parts of this area go, I might have to break that rule. I don't remember the rest of the game really having any nasty dungeons, in terms of like layout. But there's one coming up ahead that a lot of people drop the game at simply because its layout it's just fucking stupid. It's so samey and ugly and hard to fucking navigate. I may have to bust out a map. I've done it all of my previous playthroughs without a map. I actually that might be a lie. I think my actual last one, 2012, I used a map for it. It's not a fun dungeon. I have zero fun trying to find my way around it, and I'm already dreading getting to it. A lot of people have a lot of issues with this game, just in terms of the encounter rate and everything like that. A lot of people, you know, there's kind of the fallacy that this game is really hard, requires a lot of grinding. It really doesn't, but I do think it's a bit of a shell shock for a lot of people when they come from Mother 2 and they're expecting kind of more of the same. Then they hit this very archaic Dragon Quest-like RPG on the NES, and then to top it all off, like, the third major dungeon in the game just so happens to be, like, the most unnavigatable piece of shit in the entire game. I think there's large chunks of the early game that just give a really nasty impression to a lot of people. You know, because there's that infamous Easy patch that's included with the GBA translation. I think was even backported to the NES version. It's not really necessary in my opinion. I think what does it do? It like ups the experience by like 2.5 to 3 times or something like that, and halves the encounter rate. But it's not really a necessary patch to enjoy this game. It just makes the game that much more of a steamroll, which I'm already kind of doing just by, you know, the sheer fact I've got the best armor in the game right at the very beginning of the game. So yeah, I think it's less so that like it's a hard game, and more so that just like a lot of people are expecting Mother 2, and then they get bitch slapped with these really shitty things right from the get-go. I'm not supposed to be here. Sweet little factory. Yeah, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm about 90% certain. Yeah. Yep, this is the place. This is that shitty dungeon I was talking about. We're not going in there right away. I am not dealing with that right at this exact moment. We will come back to this fucking dickhead of a place. Where the hell did I get? How the hell did I get here? I went south. That's why I gotta go north. I kind of feel bad for the little saucer because I beefed myself up in Magicant enough that at this point I'm basically just like whopping it down like I'm playing a sports game. You know, like I'm just imagining these like cute little alien saucers. You know, this dude's doing like a little peace sign. He's coming in peace, and I just fucking murder him. I mean, really, with the Japanese sprite, or the not the Japanese sprite, the US sprite for Nintendo. The patch I'm using replaces it with its Japanese sprite, but with the US sprite, makes the bottom of his shirt yellow to kind of match how his stripes on his shirt are supposed to look. The problem is it makes him look like he's not wearing any pants. So when I play like the US version of the game, I just can't help but like think of him running around completely ass naked, just beating animals and people to death. And it's like, God, no wonder everything hates him. It's fucking horrifying. Anyway, we're in Thanksgiving. Thankfully. Checking people on accident. Nope, I do not go to school. This guy's gotta be like some kind of weird hall monitor. I keep checking people. Dragon Quest IV? I have. It's actually a very good game. Would recommend. I wouldn't necessarily recommend the NES version just because it's very ambitious with the idea they're going for at the time, but it doesn't really work, in my opinion. If you never played Dragon Quest IV, so in 4, they tried kind of a cool idea. Because, you know, 1, you have your singular hero, 2 is basically 1 but more. You know, you got your 3 heroes, you got your larger world map. 3 tries to take it a step further. Now you got 4 heroes, you get to create your own party, the map's even bigger, there's more of an adventure, so on and so on and so on. So with 4, they try to create more of a focused story. You know, you got different chapters in the game. Nature class, yeah, okay. You got different chapters in the game. You know, you go through kind of, each chapter kind of goes through your main party members until eventually you hit, I believe, chapter 4. Then everyone kind of comes together and you choose your team. The big problem is, and it's a really cool idea on paper, so I understand what he was going for, it just doesn't work on NES technology. Dragon Quest IV's party members are all entirely AI controlled. The idea is that because, you know, you're the hero, the people that you're traveling with are supposed to be like, you know, your friends or something like that. Like, they're not people you're just going to tell to attack and then they'll attack. They're going to be doing their own shit. First grader to do a cartwheel. I couldn't do a cartwheel. Probably can't even do a cartwheel now. Yeah, embarrassing facts from my childhood. There you go. Still can't do a cartwheel. I feel for you, bald middle-aged kid. But yeah, because your party members are all AI controlled, unfortunately, NES limitations, their AI isn't very smart, and they do a lot of really stupid things repeatedly over and over again. You'll have characters like the main healer in the game trying to cast an instant death spell non-stop on enemies that are not affected by the instant death spell. You will have, you know, spellcasters casting just completely stupid... Yeah, sure, she's pretty. Just casting completely stupid spells non-stop, to the point where the best endgame party in the NES version, in general, is generally just a party of nothing but, like, the best physical attackers, and then you, the main character, taking over all of the healing duties in your party. Even though your main character has really good offensive capabilities, and normally is supposed to be kind of like, you know, kind of like a paladin type character, you know, like you support and attack at the same time. Because of how stupid the actual healers in the game are, you cannot trust them to make the right decisions. And it really is just better to load up your party with, like, nothing but the strongest physical attackers with their best weapons, because all they can do is attack. You don't have to worry about the AI fucking up anything, because all they can do is attack, and you just handle all of the healing. Again, it's a cool idea on paper. We'd see, like, Persona 3 eventually try and kind of make that more of a thing again, with much better results, despite everyone's complaints for it. But, yeah. Dragon Quest IV, it's a good game. It's got some good ideas. It's probably one of the coolest... It's probably one... I shouldn't say the coolest, but it's probably one of the best NES RPGs in terms of story focus. It's got kind of a cool thing where... This is the bathroom. My hands... Okay. In terms of, like, you know, like, start off and everything kind of builds up, and then you hit, like, the middle of the game and stuff like that, and everyone, you know, the whole team just gets together. It's really cool with that stuff for the time, but if you can, I'd really recommend playing either the phone version, the Japanese PS1 version, or the Japanese DS version. If you know Japanese, I would avoid your strawberry tofu cities. That doesn't sound that good to me. Maybe it's tasty. I don't know. But yeah, I'd recommend those, if only because the US version of the DS version, it's weird to say, cut out all of the party chat. There's large chunks of dialogue, especially in later Dragon Quests, that really fleshes out the party, that's only delegated explicitly to party chat. Less so in 8 and 11, but there's a lot of it in, like, 7 and the 4 through 6 remakes. A lot of little things where, like, even if you do a party chat, like, right after talking to somebody, you'll get, like, unique dialogue there that kind of helps build the characters a bit. And they gutted all of it for the US release of Dragon Quest IV. Unfortunately, they also did another stupid thing for the DS releases, in that they added a whole bunch of really annoying accents that you have to read. But that's a whole other discussion and argument and stuff. Again, if you can, I'd really recommend the phone version if you only speak English, or if you speak other languages but you don't have to speak Japanese, whatever. I'd recommend, if you need an English version, to play the phone version, because it's the same as the DS. They just brought back the party chat. I didn't even hear what this kid said. Weren't you? Sure, why not? Did he say the door to the roof is locked? I was planning to ditch class. Listen to the radio on the roof too, won't you? Nope. Well, I guess it's the same thing either way. Yeah, Dragon Quest IV, good game. Play the phone version or play in Japanese. Gym teacher hit you. Jesus Christ. Well, schools, it's different back in the 80s, man. Just hearing some of the shit my dad had to do when he was in school in, like, the 70s and 80s, and it's just like, yeah, that's not a thing that would happen nowadays. Must your own school name. Like, people joke about, like, the penis inspection day memes, but, like chunks of their old swimming class used to be done entirely nude. Like, that was just the way things were. That just sounds completely weird to me. Like, I think about that and it's like, man, that sounds like a fucking pedophile's dream. And not in a good way. Like, one of those things where it's like, it amazes me nobody actually thought, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Or like, again, I know things were different back then, but it's one of those things where it's like, this shouldn't have still been going on up into the 70s. Like, this should have already been, like, a thing that was done away with, you know. Weird shit, man. Weird shit. And especially, you read about other countries, too, like, it's just weird shit, man. School used to be different. Not necessarily a good different, it just used to be different. I haven't been picking on Lloyd. I don't even know the kid yet. God, I have too much shit. Thankfully, as much as I was bitching with the DS Dragon Quest IV, thankfully 5 and 6 were not gutted in that way. Oh, this bitch gave me a cold. Does my healing work on it? Oh, no, my healing doesn't work on it. Your mother tries to do some cool things with its status effects, but it really gets annoying, especially a little bit later on in the game, where, like, kind of like there, where you'll just have, like, random NPCs that'll give you the cold status effect. It's like, yeah, thanks, dickhead. You have a really cheerful look on your face, and you just look at his face, and it's nothing but a question mark. fuck that. I want to play Nintendo games. I don't know, this Duncan guy sounds pretty rad to me. Yeah, that hot little dialogue there, that's tips for how we're supposed to progress in the game. Eventually I will have to go into the Duncan factory, but I'm trying to make that kind of my last thing here before I have to try and get the fuck out. Actually, shit, maybe I have to go through Sweets Manufacturing and the factory. I can't remember if those are two separate dungeons or if they're the same one. And handsome, okay, yeah. Set your life to the test. God, shitty amount of money just to heal a cold. Yeah, I kind of stopped in the middle of my Dragon Quest thoughts there, but the DS versions are all really solid. It's a shame nobody's ever made a patch to try and, like, delocalize them a bit, just because the localization changes are kind of, iffy. They tried their best. That's the best you can say. Can't buy my big bag. Okay. Alright. Was hoping you could, but you know, that's fine. That's fine too, I guess. You don't need drugs. I think I have the ordinary bat. Pretty sure good bat is better than the boomerang for what I'm going to use it for. Let me check the equipment list here. Weapons, let's see. And what you can use a boomerang, it's got 32 to fight. Oh, no, actually, the boomerang is better. I thought it worked like Dragon Quest boomerangs, where it was like an all-attack thing, but it just got worse as it went down the line, but no, I might as well slap out the 110 if I can. Or 1,000. 1,100, there we go. I don't need food. No, damn it. There we go. Can't remember if any of these are important or not. The worst part is I can't remember if these items are like multiple use items or if we only have like one use on these. Like, is it worth it to buy a shotgun for 300? I don't know. God, I can't even find it in the items list. That's how you know it's good. Yeah, I think we're gonna avoid... I think that shotgun is actually Lloyd's regular gun. Check that. Yeah, that's actually Lloyd's regular weapon, but it kind of blows. So I might get him a boomerang too, and equip one. That might be for the best. First, I have to unload shit. So right now I have too much shit. Which would make managing things a lot easier if I had Lloyd on my team right now, but I do not. Oh, there. That's just fucking awful, man. Wonder she doesn't pack you a life a lunch. She's busy sitting there calling her fat all the time. Yeah, she's hot. We'll just indulge the old man. Then we can get on the roof, which we need to do to get the second best boy in the party. Excuse me, third best boy in the party. He's third best because there's only 3 you can get in the party, and unfortunately Lloyd sucks. But we're about to add him to our party, so having him is better than nothing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, Lloyd's a cool idea. God, I think I have to actually do the factory by myself first, and then he'll join me. Means I'm gonna have to run back to Mother's Day real quick to unload all my shit. Which HP I have? I got enough HP. Okay. It's fine. Yeah. So I have to do Sweets Factory, so I was actually wrong. Sweets Factory. Oh god. That one's not the one I'm gonna need the map for. Sweets Factory is pretty easy. It's Duncan's factory later on. That's, boy, it's really not fun. It's not even so much that the enemies in it are that bad, but there's just so many random encounters, and it's so maze-like. It's genuinely the worst dungeon in the game, in my opinion. Outside of maybe the very last one, and the last one gets kind of a pass on being shitty, just because it's like, you know, the very end of the game, and it's meant to be as difficult as possible, just because it's, you know, the final challenge. Duncan's factory does not get that pass. Duncan's factory fucking blows. We'll also say, I didn't mention this at any point, but I really like how both in this game, actually really all of the other games, there's no, like, world map in the sense that, like right now we're already in Mother's Day, we're in the starting town. There was no world map or loading screen or anything like that. It was just like, bam, Everything's in scale. We're already back in town. It's very nice. I like that everything's mostly in scale in these games. It's a really cool touch that kind of adds to the immersion factor of them, especially for how old they are. Like it's kind of, I don't want to even say it's like, it's kind of a bold choice, really, for the time. Because almost every game that was a Dragon Quest clone kind of just did the same thing. This one's like, nope, everything's fucking in scale. Or put the everything is, you know, we're gonna have multiple battle musics. We're gonna have cool shit with, like, you know, weird enemies. I mean, there's a lot of cool ideas. I don't need the basic sword right now. I'm not planning on going back to Magicant right away. I don't really need the agate hook, so put that away. Yeah, I think that might be good now. Right, I got distracted. I was talking about Dragon Quest, right? So my recommendation, I was gonna get to this point at some point, but I can't remember where I left off because I lose track of shit so easily. My recommendation, if you're looking to play the games, for 1, 2, and 3, either the Super Nintendo, the Switch, or Game Boy Color versions, they're all really good. Super Nintendo patches, while technically impressive, are all really buggy as fuck. I know somebody's been trying to work on them to get them kind of sorted out, but nothing's ever really come of that yet. Game Boy Color, the only real problem it has is just, you know, screen limitations. If you can get past that, it's a good version. Switch versions are probably technically the best in terms of, like, balance and stuff, and, like, quality of life improvements, but my god, are they ugly. They basically just straight ported a phone version, which in turn also straight ported some, like, pixelated graphics and shit, but, like, none of the pixels are the same size. Everything is so... like, it's something that only really somebody with OCD about this kind of shit would notice, but it drives me fucking nuts how ugly the game is. They did a really horrible job with porting the aesthetic style. Switch. Beyond that, it's probably the best version of the games, if you can deal with the graphics. 4, 5, and 6, really, you might as well just play the DS versions. It's a shame the localization kind of fucked some things up. Outside of 4, which, like I said, I'd really recommend the phone version just to get that party chat back, but yeah, the DS versions or the phone versions are your best bet, really. 5 does have a cool... oh god, this thing. 5 does have a... oh no. Gotta be careful with this guy. 5 does have a PS2 version, and while graphically it doesn't look all that great, it does have probably the best soundtrack version out of all of them, using the actual orchestral renderings of a lot of the tracks. And on top of that, it does have a very good and very competently made fan translation patch. If you're, you know, looking at different versions and you don't really like the DS one, give the PS2 version a shot. It's a solid version of the game. 6 changes, from what I remember reading, 6 changes quite a few things from the Super Nintendo version, enough so that, like, there are people who really don't like the DS version because of its changes. Unfortunately, there's not really a completed patch of any kind for the Super Nintendo version. There is, like, a beta patch, but its translation isn't the best, and on top of that, it's really buggy. There's a lot of ways to easily soft lock your game. And just due to that, I'd say just skip the DS version, like... or not the DS version, the Super Nintendo version. Skip the Super Nintendo version for the DS version, because otherwise you're just going to have a real nasty time trying to deal with some of its bugs. Either that or liberally use save states. For 7 changes a lot of things, with the remake on 3DS. Some for the better, some definitely for the worse. It's a bit of a horse apiece thing. The things that changes for the better are much, much better. But the things that changes for the worse kind of makes some parts of the gameplay and class system like redundant or completely useless. Like you have no reason to actually do them now. It's very confusing changes in some ways. And I'm not really sure what they were going for with some of those changes. I think they were trying to simplify the class system a bit, or like cut down on some of the grinding, but in the process they just made things kind of worse and better at the same time. I would say that the progress changes with the 3DS version are better, that you should probably just stick to that. Just to avoid... Oh, I don't have enough money because I didn't get anything out. Just to avoid some of the not so nice parts of the original PS1 version. Either that, or if you do play the PS1 version, maybe consider having a guide for where you have to find certain key items in the game. Because it's very easy to have your the fuck is going on? Oh. It's your dad. I realize this isn't any of my business, but why don't you take a little break? Wow, this says pretty on. I've been playing for roughly 2 hours, and he called me at basically 2 hours at the mark since I started this. He's pretty on the ball. I actually forgot this was a thing in the game, so it kind of took me by surprise just now. Why don't you take a little break? No, we're continuing. I ain't stopping this shit, Dad. Now I lost my train of thought. Yeah, for 7, the 3DS version makes enough major changes that I would say that's the best version. If you want to go with the PS1 version, either because you really like the sprite art or like you just don't like some of the changes in the 3DS, again, I'd really recommend having some kind of guide on hand because it's very easy to accidentally not find an important, like, game progressing piece or item, and then literally look around every single section of the world map for potentially hours to find it because you didn't pick it up at the one time you were supposed to pick it up. It's not good design. Let's see, that would be 10, 3, 10, 1. Nope, too much. But otherwise, the PS1 version is good, and it has its own little benefits, so it wouldn't be like a bad idea to play that version. But in general, I would say that the 3DS version's changes are better than some of the things it doesn't change. Or rather, I guess to say, the things it chooses to change but aren't as good. Bam. Oh, let's see. For Dragon Quest VIII, the 3DS version does make some really cool changes, but it's ugly as sin. They really beat that game with the ugly stick in the 3DS port. Not to mention that the OST downgrade and everything like that. If it's your first time playing Dragon Quest VIII, my honest recommendation would probably be the PS2 version emulated with like all of the bells and whistles. You know, higher resolution graphics, you know, everything like that, just to kind of get the sheer beauty of the Dragon Quest VIII experience, because it really is a good game. If the idea of having random encounters just is fucking horrifying for you, like you cannot deal with it. It's Mother's Day. I would really recommend playing a modded version of Dragon Quest VIII on the DS then. I'm not going to explain how to go into it, but it's pretty easy to find modded copies of the game on the internet. And it's also incredibly easy to, let's say, run them on a modded 3DS. Like, wrestling. I'm pretty fucking happy, yeah. Yeah, there's a version of the game that's on the 3DS that is modded that like restores some of the graphics and coloring to be a whole lot less garish. It restores some of the PS2 models and graphics to the 3DS version. It restores the soundtrack to the orchestral version. I know for a lot of people they're probably like, well, what does it matter if you're playing on the 3DS speakers? But if you're using, headphones or something like that, it does sound a lot better. And even through the 3DS's crappy little speakers, it still sounds better than the fucking MIDI version. Yeah, if like I said, the idea of random encounters or like missing out on content just sounds so horrible that you'd rather play the 3DS version, please play it modded, for the love of God. And actually, I'd even say for the 3DS version of 7. To also look at possibly playing that version modded. There's a version of it that replaces the OST with the orchestral one. I would definitely say that's a better choice as well, if you can. Dragon Quest IX is only on the DS. Half the fucking DLC is missing because servers are down due to Nintendo's poor choices in servers. And I can't really blame them. It was their first time kind of doing online stuff, so they thought GameSpy was solid, but how that turned out. There are things to get the DLC activated in the game if you really want to, play the game with the DLC, but most of it's just kind of cool stuff, but it's not really like, world-ending if you don't have... Wow. Why is my PP so low? I know exactly why my PP is low. I never healed up. I just saved. Okay. But yeah, 9's a solid game. It's a lot like... It's more in the vein of like 3, where you basically just build a party and then go and quest, rather than like, a deep story with individual characters and stuff. It's got some really cool systems in it, though, but from what I've been told, most of its systems were basically just like prototype shit for things that would eventually become much better realized in Dragon Quest X, which unfortunately we've never gotten. It's on damn near everything. It's on phones, it's on PC, it's on the Wii, Wii U, Switch, PS3, PS4, probably PS5, I don't fucking know. It's on probably the Xbox for whatever reason. It's on the 3DS. I don't even know if I mentioned that, but there's a fucking 3DS version of it. It's an MMO, and I've heard it's pretty good, but for whatever reason, Square's never brought it over here in any... Stop that. In any form. So I have no idea if it's actually good or if it's crap or really anything about it other than that its gameplay systems are essentially 9's, but highly improved and explicitly made for kind of the MMO setup. I also remember there being some controversy over 9. I want to say, like, originally it was supposed to be fully real-time or something like a full action game, and the Japanese fans completely flipped their fucking mind about it, because, that's essentially like... That would be essentially like rewriting the Holy Bible over here. Like, you can't just change Dragon Quest like that. So they didn't. And then they made the MMO, and then when they made the MMO, they basically took 9 systems and made it a lot better. Allegedly. I've never played 10, so I can't really say that. But it looks fun. Square, please release it in the West. I'd love you forever. Sincerely a Western fan. And then 11 came out, and 11's just fucking great. The only the only real complaint I have for the S version of it, or the definitive edition that's now on every system under the sun, is that they really took a fucking beating on the graphics. Like, the original PS4 version and PC version are genuinely very pretty games, and are honestly kind of, like, awe-inspiring with how good they look at some points. And then you hit, like, the S version, and it looks so ugly in comparison. Like, for the Nintendo Switch, the fact that they had to redo the majority of the models and, like, landscapes and everything like that, and they made it run extremely smooth on the Switch, is very impressive. The fact that they then took the Switch version and then just straight ported it back to PC and Xbox and PS4 and all this other shit without, like, actually bringing the graphics back, complete bullshit. It's lazy as fuck. Switch version, A-okay. I have absolutely no problem with the graphics drop there. I do have a problem with it when they're backporting it to other systems. Anyway, that's my soapbox for 11S. Otherwise, yeah, in terms of content, just play 11S. It really is just the best version of the game. I don't even know if you can get the original on Steam anymore. Allegedly, modders have been working on the PC version of 11S to, like, fix its graphics to look like the original PC release. And allegedly, things are modded. Nope. We will dismiss that. I don't need that. Allegedly, they can be backported in there, it just takes some work, so... At some point, we'll probably have 11S with the original 11's graphics, and it'll be the definitive edition and all that other stuff. And all my bitching about the graphics won't really matter. But it's still really lazy that fans have to fix this for Square. It's kind of the Square Enix experience, though, at points. Great. Yeah, so the knife and the sword, remember I tried to equip it? Unfortunately, I cannot equip either of those. Both of those are weapons for a party member we do not have yet, and will not get for some time. I already said his name previously, but he's a party member that, in most average playthroughs, you won't get until, like, the very end of the game. For a very short amount of time. Unless you're really aware of how open-ended the game is, and you fully, like, exploit that fact to the highest amount you can, in which case you can have him for, like, roughly half the game, but most people aren't ever going to end up with a playthrough where they have this guy in their party for half the game. Also, yeah, remember me bitching about the Duncan Factory? This is kind of like a mini version of the Duncan Factory. All of the bullshit that the Duncan Factory has is in this one, just in like a smaller amount. And the big problem is that, like, everything just looks the fucking same. It's all gray. It's all ladders and doors. Some of them lead some places, some of them don't. It's just... It would be like navigating, like, early Megaten dungeons without a map. Like, I know, like, the NES versions of Megaten 1 and 2, you had to cast spells to get the maps, and even then it wasn't like an effective full map, it was just like a map of your immediate area. I could not imagine doing those games like that. Like, it would kill me. Again, it's just due to NES limitations and tiles and shit like that, but god, like, even just, like, some kind of landmarks to better mark where I'm at in places like this would go a really long way. Too much shit. Yeah, I'm not going to save the items for anybody. I suppose I could, but no, I'm probably just going to pump up Nin 10 and then, you know, have him be like the king shit. Lloyd's not really worth pumping up, and the other party member who you get is kind of worth pumping up, but they're good enough by the end of the game anyways that it doesn't really matter. God, I don't need 2 ointments. I need 2 antidotes. But yeah, I'm kind of interested in seeing where the Dragon Quest series goes after 11. I know I keep talking about Dragon Quest. I really like the games. You know, even by extension, I really like this game just because it's basically just like a cool version of Dragon Quest 2. I was already in there. Not to say that Dragon Quest 2 isn't cool, but this is like the cooler version. But I'm interested in seeing where the series is going to go with 12. Like, it's going to be like, you know, kind of another small scale thing. It's going to be, you know, another great big adventure like 11 was. You know, it's just going to be another MMO. I'm really curious to see what they're going to do. Fuck it, I don't need that ointment. I think the rope's pretty useless too, but I don't care. I'm mainly doing this just to mark off where I've been. I know, like, with Dragon Quest series, a lot of people kind of want it like more of a bigger change, kind of like a Final Fantasy-ish change, where it's like the series is just radically different now. But I don't really want that. I kind of like how comfy the series is. Like, you know, it's the kind of series where, you know, for a lot of people it's not for them, but at least if you play it, you kind of know what you're getting, and the fact that it's so unabashedly, like, consistent with its games, it is really kind of an interesting thing nowadays. Like, you don't really have, you know, AAA tier, you know, regular ass turn-based RPGs on the PS4 with like Unreal 4 and all the bells and whistles and shit. Like, everything's got to be, you know, an action game, or it's got to be like a WRPG or something like that. And you have a lot of games like that. You have like more traditional games on like the Switch itself, but like even then, most of those seem a lot like big budget 3DS games rather than like actual full-on AAA RPGs. It's just interesting. And obviously you have Persona 5, but they're kind of like, maybe I shouldn't have opened my mouth there, because now that I'm thinking about it more, it's like, oh yeah, you have Persona 5. Oh yeah, you also have Yakuza 7. So we're seeing more of a resurgence of it, but it's nice to me where it's like, you have a series that's guaranteed consistent. Like, even Yakuza, there's no guarantee the next game is going to be consistent with the turn-based one 7. I know 7 was very popular, but it's entirely possible they could go back to the action gameplay of the previous games, or maybe like even something entirely different from there. You know, who knows? They could make the RPG thing a spin-off thing, and then go back to the regular action games for the main series. You know, we don't really know, or maybe we do, and they've already talked about it. I just haven't been paying attention. Whoops. But yeah, that's mainly what I really like about Dragon Quest. I really like its kind of main setup and style and everything. I like the nostalgia I get from the music, and the fucking everyone's Goku. I love that. Sorry, I really like Akira Toriyama's artwork, but the dude shifts from being an incredible artist at some times to being the most same-faced guy in existence. And it largely depends on when whatever you're playing of his was made and how lazy he was feeling. Like, there's some artwork he's done for like World War II figures that looks absolutely beautiful for what it is. Like, you know, it's just chibi versions of like World War II soldiers, but it's really detailed and really well done. Nope, we're taking that fight capsule. Magic Herb can get eaten. So the dude can really draw, and especially if you look at a lot of his robots, and like his technology is always very nice looking. And there's even some stuff like some of the pro art he's done for Dragon Ball and like Dr. Slump that is just absolutely beautiful. The guy is really a good artist, but at the same time, there's definitely been periods of his art where he's gotten incredibly lazy, and there's also definitely been some things he's done with his art where like he's intentionally made it certain ways to make it easier on him. A good example of that is Super Saiyan itself, which if I remember reading correctly, he literally made because if he made them like blonde or like light-haired, he wouldn't have to fill in their hair while he was drawing the panels of the manga. So his hand got less tired, because he didn't have to fill in hair as much. And it's like the most bullshit reason to introduce a new form. But at the same time, it's kind of hilarious. Like, yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, a lot of people really shit on Akira Toriyama's stuff because a lot of his characters do look a lot like, you know, Goku, especially in the mid-90s, where everything kind of had that same Dragon Ball Z look to it. But a lot of his early stuff, and especially his stuff post-Dragon Ball Z, it's very unique. He's definitely not entirely a same-faced artist. It's just, unfortunately, the work that he's most known for, or the period of work that he's most known for, unfortunately is very same-faced, in my opinion. I'm gonna boost our speed up. You're gonna throw out there too, if this game seems like it has a lot of random encounters, it's actually less in the NES version than it is the GBA one. I mentioned this during my first recording of first part, but unfortunately my mic was off and I can't remember if I ever repeated it. But the GBA version changes the movement speed, or the movement itself. In this game, movement is grid-based, as you can kind of see. You know, like if I press left, I go forward a full grid, go down a full grid. The GBA version changed it to per pixel movement, kind of similar to Earthbound and Mother 3. And while the per pixel movement feels a lot smoother and less janky compared to the grid-based one, unfortunately they did not fix the encounter rate in such a way. I mean, they changed the encounter rate, but they didn't change it enough to where like it's working correctly in the GBA version. So you'll have the encounter rate's like completely jacked up compared to this version. Like there will be several times in a row where you'll get into a battle just moving 1 pixel to the left, and it's completely infuriating. And yeah, moving 1 grid to the left is also pretty infuriating, but like it's not nearly as bad compared to like the GBA version's fucking horror of going left once and then getting fucked over constantly by random battles. I know there's a lot of players that kind of shit on the easy patch, and even me a little bit ago I was kind of saying like how it's not necessary, you don't really need it. With a GBA version, I would say I understand why it's kind of needed, just for the encounter rate change itself, because the encounter rate in the GBA version is ridiculous without the patch. I thought this was the last room, but it turns out it's not. I wonder if I got lost. Of course, come on. will say I do appreciate this game's humor, even if it's a lot drier and not quite as overtly wacky as the subsequent games. Like, I kind of mentioned this with like sprites previously, but like even the enemy sprites, they're very cartoony, but they're not like as cartoony as 2 and especially 3's. 3's goes like full Looney Tunes at points with how cartoony its shit gets. Where this game, it has a lot of the wacky elements, but it seems like they're a lot more tamed or relaxed. Like, the game feels like it takes itself a little more seriously than 2 or 3, and that might just be, you know, because of the limited NES space. You know, due to them not really having the ROM space to just fit loads of wacky text or other things like that. So they kind of get a little punchier and to the point. Looking for any more ladders to the left, because I'm not sure. I'm thinking I'm supposed to go down at some point, and I missed something. I know there's a ladder right to my right, but I'm thinking that was the one I came up on. And that there's another ladder I have to use that I did not. Oh boy. I am already lost. This is not a good sign. I'm getting lost in a small dungeon. Not even at Duncan's yet, and I'm already getting lost. This is not good. Is that all I had to do, though? Did I just have to get the pencil rocket for him? That might have been the end of the dungeon. Fuck it, I'll go back and we'll find out. For some reason, remember launching a rocket off the roof of some place. And I thought you had to do that here. But maybe you don't. Maybe I just have to bring him this rocket and he's all good. I guess that's all I had to do. Yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking of. It's probably at the end of Duncan's that you actually launch the big one that I'm remembering. I kind of feel bad for the Lloyd in this game. It's like he's like actively bullied, despite the fact that he's like a full-on genius. That was one of the things I kind of liked about Other 2 when you get Jeff, is that like Jeff is basically Lloyd Part 2 Electric Boogaloo, but everyone likes Jeff. Like, general opinion of him is that he's a really nice guy and he's super cool, even before he leaves. Yeah, we're getting the fuck out of here. We didn't do it. Give this to Lloyd. Give big bag to Lloyd. I'm gonna give the Franklin badge to Lloyd too, just because he cannot take a hit to save his life right now. I'm also gonna give him the rope, just to give him something else he can do. But yeah, Lloyd starts really weak. He's level In NES fashion, he is level 1. Because fuck you. Why would you need your new party member to be matching your main character? Lloyd's whole gimmick is that he can use certain items as attacks, such as the bottle rocket I gave him. There's a few other things that he gets that he can also use that only he can use, if I remember correctly. Unfortunately, in this game, he's a bit weak. His attacks, if I remember correctly, all have kind of a set damage amount, and they never really get that much better later in the game. On top of that, his offense and defense both are extremely middling, and the rest of his stats also aren't all that great. So he kind of ends up being kind of a mediocre guy. Like, by the end of the game, you're basically just loading him up with the strongest bottle rockets, and hoping, like, you don't have to waste all of them. He's just not that great. His general setup would be kind of utilized and exploited better in Mother 2 with Jeff, just because if I remember correctly, Jeff's items actually scale with his stats, so by the end of the game, Jeff is doing, like, stupid amounts of damage if you build him right. Lloyd never gets that kind of cool moment where, like, you know, by the end of the game, he's just the coolest guy ever. Lloyd stays kind of mediocre the whole game. For better or worse. Since I was making Dragon Quest II comparisons, he's basically the Prince of Canuck in this game. We're kind of like how in Dragon Quest II, that guy is like extremely middling. Like, he learns kind of all of the spells, but like he learns them so much later. His MP sucks, his HP sucks, his stats are all middling. His weapon selection isn't the greatest. You know, like, it's better than the one characters, but it's not as good as the main characters. Jeff's basically that guy in this game. There is a point in the game where he is shelved as a party member and replaced with somebody much better. Unfortunately, that guy is not permanent. That is the fourth character I mentioned previously, who kind of joins our party near the end of the game in a usual playthrough. But yeah, you really only have that guy for a little while, and then Lloyd comes back and kind of fucks things up for you again. Oh boy, I don't have a whole lot of money. Yeah, I'm gonna buy Lloyd the boomerang. Just because he needs all the help he can get. Then I should probably get him some armor, but that's gonna require grinding in Magic Ant for a little while. Because unfortunately, as you saw from his level, he needs to be grinded up just a little bit. Oh no, I took away the... Oh god, I gotta go with the agate hook. Keep wanting to say agate hook. And I think that's just because I'm thinking of like another game's party member. I don't know if we're gonna pick these guys or not. Fuck it, let's see what happens. I was about to say, as long as they don't attack Lloyd, it should be good. But yeah, I'm probably going to want Lloyd to be like at least level 10, level 12. Just because right now he's so far behind. Oh yeah, it does that annoying ass old RPG thing where if you attack the same enemy twice, it just goes, oh yeah, that guy's gone. Hated that. I never got why it was like a thing. Like I guess I get it, because it's like, okay, you know, you have both guys attacking one enemy, so it's like if guy A kills the enemy, and then guy B still attacks the enemy, it's a useless attack, it's a miss. You know, and they're trying to get that point across where it's like, you know, kind of like an overkill thing, like you're basically wasting your attacks on something that isn't there, but I don't know, I've always hated it. I've hated it enough that I've intentionally avoided playing the NES version of Final Fantasy II, not because I dislike Final Fantasy II, but because I don't want to deal with no auto-targeting. And there are no patches that add auto-targeting to the game. There are all kinds of patches, and they all do all kinds of other shit, but there are none that add auto-targeting from what I could find. And I just will not play that game without auto-targeting. Oh, whoops. And I want this. Void. Now that we have Lloyd, we can do this to probably get his cool thing. Cool. So I should heal up first. God, only 34 HP at level 4. Lloyd's such a weakling. I want to say it's this house here. Nope. This house here. Nope. Bat 0 for 2. What do we got here? There we go. And yeah, I'm probably going to save and call it good for now. I've been going for about almost 3 hours now. And, I'm probably going to grind some cash, both to get Lloyd leveled up, but also to get him some good armor. And I don't really feel like grinding at this exact point in time, even though I kind of need to do it, so I'm probably calling it quits here. I'll probably just try to stream tomorrow. Not tomorrow, then maybe Sunday. I may stream later on tonight some more at some point, depending on how my sleep schedule goes. But for now, I'm probably calling it good for now. So, thanks for watching.